Ooh. And it is brought to us by Kim Leverton. And I insist on still calling her, it's Leverton. Like, I'm adding to her name. I apologize. And I even know better. Oh, I don't know. But yes, well, this is true. Or levitation, I should connect with that. But, Reverend Kim has been a part of our church for a long, long time. And, different life situations, like all of us, we kind of have other priorities and that type of thing. But I well remember Reverend Kim as always being a humble servant of the divine, whether she's been channeling Mother Mary, talking with Jesus, the Ascended Masters. She truly humbly and graciously and spiritually walks her path. So I'm so excited to hear what you have to say. Kim, I'll let you talk about your new ventures, and let's welcome Kim Leverton. Get this out of your way.
Will you be able to hear me without it? Will the recording work without it?
Well, hear your voice. Start grabbing my.
You can walk around with the microphone.
Who wants to walk around with the microphone with me? You don't mind if I have to? Because I have to walk around.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, you can put the clip on.
Okay. Although I wouldn't mind having you walk around with me. Yeah, it makes me feel better actually. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So I do interactive, and I like to have participants, and sometimes I can't translate some of the words into Earth language. So if there's a question, please stop and ask. It helps. It's not just me, it's us. So that said, I'm talking about quantum karma. And I would like, if anyone would like to participate and say how they define karma in this moment, please feel free to say how you define karma. Anyone? Anyone? What did you, can you? Balancing energies?
I would say your life's purpose, doing what you came here to do.
Life's purpose, coming here to do what you are called to do. It's not scary.
Kind of like that, to me, is the energy force that is around us and that we share with other people and other people share with us, but it's kind of like an aura, but it's bigger.
So it's an energy force that surrounds us all like an aura, but it's bigger than us.
Bigger than the aura, and then our personal aura would be.
It's bigger than our personal aura would be. Okay.
I think it's part of your history as well.
Part of your history? Just a minute.
I think of it, it's one of the universal laws, and I can't remember what it is, but the way I think of it is like in a circle. So it's kind of like maybe a train going in a circle, and we'll just keep going around until we are able to kind of like spiral it up to a higher frequency.
So it's a universal law that's like a circle.
Yeah.
And we're on it, and we're.
But it also spirals up as
it spirals up.
As we're able to clear it, then we can. Maybe not clear is not the right word, but until we're able to transmute it in more into a higher frequency, then circle up to them.
Okay, so it's like energy that we can transmute to a higher frequency.
Yeah, but if we keep coming back around until we get it.
Okay.
That's the way I think of it.
Okay, so that part has to be added in. It's a circle. It's a universal law that's a circle, and it goes in a circle till we vibrate, and we keep kind of stuck on it until we get the higher frequency. Till we figure things out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I like the face palm. Boom.
The willingness to experience.
A willingness to experience and learn everything. That's wonderful. Thank you. If anybody has the last one. Okay. I have 10 cards in here with sayings. Anybody would like to choose one and read from them? But you're going to read from it when you feel moved to read from it. Okay. Yeah, just one, not all 10. unless you really insist, or I can't get anyone else. Okay. Let's see. A few more. We don't have to do them all, but if you feel moved, you want to do one thing? How long do I have here? Is there extra one there?
Oh, there's two. Here's one more.
Did you want to do one?
Oh, no. Here,
Here.
I'll take one.
Okay, they're all out there. So these are quotes I took off from different people and things about karma and their sort of interpretation of it. And first I want to say thank you for coming. It's your karma to be here, right? And as Buddha taught, we could trace back the events all the way to the beginning that made you decide to come here. And then the energy and force or power, I would say power, that it took for you to come here, right? There's a lot of steps to get here. So thank you. Thank you for doing that. It helps us all vibrate higher and be stronger on this realm. I'm kind of coming from a Buddhist perspective from this. I do know that there's other perspectives, but the Buddhist perspective, it's kind of a cause and effect. So you do an action and there's a consequence to the action. And it's kind of like what you talked about, that you keep on that wheel until you get it, and then you get off the wheel and you can move out of that vibration. Because it doesn't make sense, you know, and Buddha tried to explain that. And it's like trying to talk earth language and say, you know, well, look what they did. They deserve what they got. Am I the only one who thinks someone deserves what they got sometimes? Like, it's just this innate thing that they did that. And they murdered when I was a chaplain, I spoke with the woman who murdered 5 people. 5 people. Did they each deserve to die? Were they so bad? No, they didn't. Is it a soul contract? Soul contract, I decided to choose that. So that's another way of thinking of it. So there's a lot of ways to think of it. How we're gonna move into a higher understanding of the karma is to think about it in quantum terms. Buddha taught that every action that we do is to try to stop suffering. So if we think about our eyes blinking, just our eyes, just us in the room blinking our eyes to clear off the stuff so we can see better to end suffering, right? We got something in our eye, we got to clear it out, our eyelids clear it out. That's karmic, to clear that out to end the suffering. It's an energy. Okay. There's us in the room blinking our eyes, the karmic results of that. Then there's the 8 billion of us on this planet blinking our eyes. Now we're getting into the quantum field of karma, right? It's hard to wrap our heads around that whole thing. Just the events in this room that are karmically happening, and then taking it out into the field. And we're just talking the earth realm. We're not even talking the divine realm or the hell realm or the other realms that are governed by karma, because there's some that aren't. Then there's the microcosm karma, where we go down into just the individual thing within one person's body. So there's macro karma, micro karma. Who has a reading? Who wants to read a quote? Can you?
Okay. Karma is a tricky thing. To serve karma, one must repay good karma to others. To serve karma well, one must sometimes deliver bad karma where it is due. From I don't have my glass. Matthias?
Art Matthias, yeah. Karma's a tricky thing. Quantum karma. How does anyone feel about that quote? What does it bring?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
Why?
Because I think this whole karma thing may be made so much simpler if you think in terms of alignment with source. Karma kind of just like becomes less of a concern about, am I doing it right? Am I creating bad karma? Am I in consciousness of bad karma? There's too much focusing on suffering. So you have to either focus on alignment and the good feeling, or you focus on suffering. And to me, focus on suffering isn't feel good. It's not in alignment. When you're in alignment, those impulses are gonna come that you need to do, period, based on your vibrational offering and vibrational offerings of other people. Those things will come together automatically.
Okay, so it's this focus on suffering that creates more suffering, because that's kind of like, you believe that's where the vibrational level is the suffering.
No, it's what you choose to focus
Okay,
on.
so it's what someone focuses on.
Either way.
But someone can be focused on good and then they karmically get in a car accident and become quadriplegic.
Well, there might be other realms beyond some of that. I think it's too much of a complicated thing, but I think as a human being in the here and now, how do you feel about stuff? And
Be here and now and in this moment.
Yeah, that's all you got.
That's all we have.
That's all we have.
That's right. And that's what Buddha taught. That's all you have is this moment, right here, right now.
My reading, my reading says,
I don't have to do that.
It works. No, you can go,
Oh, if I stand by her, she gets it. Okay.
So in response to Andrea's card.
Can
is
you
my
read
card.
your
Yes,
card?
and it says, your believing or not believing in karma has no effect on its existence nor on its consequences to you, just as a refusal to believe in the ocean would not prevent you from drowning. And this is from Paul Wilson.
Well, I agree with that, but again, you can always choose one side or the other. It's what your vibrational output is, because every vibration has a vibrational equivalent.
Right. We can't get out of the law of cause and effect in this realm. There's no way out of it. There's no way out of karma. It's a law on this realm, right? We have our individual karma. We have this room's karma. We have the city of Chesterland's karma. So we're getting into more quantum karma. We have the state of Ohio's karma. We have the United States karma. That's just the countries. That's not even including the different genders, the races, the people, all of that. That's all like going into the karma. That's quantum karma. It's going to happen no matter what, no matter how much we want to get out of that. But there's a beauty in this. Did you want to say something, Phil? Okay. There's a beauty in this. It's in our minds. It's in our minds. And does anyone have some idea of how our mind would be a part of that? Our minds are things that keep us trapped in this cycle, right? Because if we find ourselves in any kind of karmic situation of whatever is happening, it's how we respond to whatever it is that's happening. I always like I tried to get my mind, I trained my mind for a really long time. I did meditation for many years where I was just super focused and I was just, and I would say to myself, okay, I'm going to, if anything happens to me, I'm just going to respond in the best way I can. F that, it's not, it doesn't work. Even with my years of meditation training, it doesn't work. I get caught up in it, right? So do I continue that? I need to take into account the things that have brought me to the place to think the way that I think. The social conditioning, the upbringing, where I was raised, all of that is a part of my karmic makeup and my thinking. And then if I step back and respect that, that helps me move further up to like that wheel where I can, like, maybe I can try to move out and get out of, or I can be swinging and just try to get away from it a little bit so I can have a little bit of relief from that. But the focus is a good thing, to be able to focus on the divine and the good, because that's all we are. We all have Buddha nature. We all are divine. We're all sparks of God. We all have that in us. It's in us. It's innate. That's our karma too. Have that inside, burning us up, and making us step back and go, okay, that person who killed 5 people, I can have compassion because they reacted out of whatever it was. And you can trace every single action back to its point. Buddha was enlightened. He was able to trace everything back to its original source, to why she got to the place to murder 5 people. She got to that place. We all have that in us too. We all have that in us too. That reptilian brain in there, whoa, they deserve that.
So,
Okay.
Next one.
Okay, good.
Karma is extremely efficient. One is extremely patient.
You agree with that? So if you step back, the law of karma is going to take care of itself, right? And the thing that happens is that if someone is into the place of being able to remember their source and to look at the divine, what about those of us who can't look at the divine, who are over here, the car, yo, right?
Well, but when you're in alignment, I've heard this, I'll go back to Esther and Abraham. One person in alignment and holding that space is way more powerful than a million who are not. And that's good to know.
It's good to know. So like if you can hold those things in your mind, right? We hold that in our mind. I don't know how long I have. 10 more. Okay. Do you want to say yours now?
Each individual is solely responsible for his or her own actions, and every action will produce a reaction equal in every way to the suit of the action. I'm not sure what it means in every way to the suit of the action.
I think it means, for my interpretation, it's equal to.
It says equal in every way to the suit.
Right. To the
The feeling,
to the event itself, or to the, it's like becoming aligned with it. Okay. So it's like an energy. And I've heard some Buddhist monks talk about how it's like you're an alcoholic in this life, and when you pass away, that energy is so strong, you're drawn to that. So you would be drawn to that idea of alcohol in your next life. So you would be drawn to that kind of life, that family that is an alcoholic family. It's kind of like that suit.
I'm enjoying your presentation. I hope in this you include one of my herbs called the
Life contract, yeah, the soul contract. Yeah, I think in quantum, everything is included. And I know that the soul contract is, I'm going to tell you my sort of definition of it is, before we come to Earth, we make a contract to live a certain life and have certain experiences. Is that how you would define it? Would you add? What's that?
In my lifetime, it has been that way.
Okay, that's how you think of it? Okay. In quantum, it can be included. It's included in that. But we're on the realm of suffering. There's no way around it. It's kind of like the realm of purgatory. And for whatever reason, we incarnated into this realm to do what we could to help. So in the Buddhist tradition, there's bodhisattvas, and they know, and they come back like a soul contract and choose certain things and events to help lift up the vibration of all of us. So that's kind of what would be a soul contract in that way. But we're still including the ones over here who are in that, I don't know, fear realm, addict realm, whatever it is that causes whatever to happen that creates more pain and suffering for people.
Question for you. Can you define quantum? What is your definition of
That's a good question. I was going to say that in the beginning. How come?
Because I'm actually having a really difficult time following this, because in quantum mechanics, nothing exists unless it's observed.
In quantum, my interpretation of quantum is that everything exists. Everything is observed and nothing is observed. So everything matters and nothing matters. Because all we have is now. There is no other time. Everything has been lived and we're already out of it, but we're having this experience.
As if you're
If we're thinking in terms of Earth language and trying to convey what it is, it could be linear because it seems like we have linear lives, but we don't. But it kind of feels like it goes along those ways. Thank you. Thank you for asking that.
My mind, I'm trying what you're talking to quantum, because through a personal experience, I know that I have a human self, but I also have a spiritual energy that's connected to this amazing energy.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, are you saying like this oneness is quantum? To me, it's just so different.
Mm-hmm.
It's that purity that is ourselves. I could go on and on with that. But, so I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Quantum,
How would you define quantum? How would you define quantum?
I don't use that word.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to understand, like, my humanness, what you're talking about, quantum, and what people, not just you, but what is known, because I see it very differently.
That's the beauty of it for me.
So that's what I'm trying to understand.
Well, if you have more to share on that, I'd appreciate it. Do you want to define quantum?
Well, I thought I did. Nothing exists unless it's observed in quantum mechanics.
Okay.
And I'm in agreement with you that we are more than the quantum fields. We are spiritual beings experiencing a human life at the present time. And where we are in this present life is dependent upon our viewpoint, our upbringing, our past lives, and our future life. All rolled into one.
Soup. Yeah, the soup of mediums. We're going to have the soup of mediums.
I remember Walt one time was talking about this, and Walt said, that, I'll talk louder. Walt said that, we are on a journey, and that's what this is you're born, and then your suffering starts, but you don't have to look at it like that. You know, just look at it as a journey. But your suffering starts when you're born, and you will continue all the way through on this journey, and you'll have certain things that good that happen and bad that happen, but they're all steps. And then you die, and then you're born, you know, and it's all good, you know, and everything is, you understand everything that happened to you, and you accept it, and then you're there, you know. So Walt's idea was like this, where we are now is really kind of nowhere, you know. So we're just on a journey to somewhere else.
Cutting edge.
The cutting edge
Cutting edge
of everything. Everything is included. Does anyone in here have an action that they wish they hadn't done?
No.
Come on, I know, I'm hanging out with you. That's okay. I got to figure out how to do that.
Actually, drastic consequences.
Drastic consequences. That's karma right there. It's like the event has a cause and effect. We could trace it back why we chose to do that and what has brought us to that place. So then what?
Could it be, you know how sometimes it's like, I knew better, or I knew not to do that, and I don't know why I did that. Is that a good
That can happen too.
karma? Like, is that what you would,
It's a karma. So
like, oh my gosh, like,
what was I thinking?
what was I, like, I know not to do, like, I know,
But-
and like, what?
So that's why I use the term quantum, to try to include everything and then bring it back to the nothing. But if we're going to talk about the nothing, to me, it's earth language. I can't explain it as well. It's like the nothing is everything. It doesn't matter, but it does, because there's nothing more important than how we care about each other, how we love each other, and how we respond to somebody who is suffering. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Do you want to read your card?
I do, but I want to say something before I read it.
Okay.
So, so like they have Newtonian physics and they have quantum physics. And Newtonian physics is basically like, oh, if you can't see it or feel it, it doesn't exist. Or if you can't see it or touch it, I should say, it doesn't exist. Whereas quantum mechanics, they've done experiments that indeed shows that we're all connected. I even did a presentation last week where I talked about like our energy fields and how our energy affects everyone and everything. And it's interesting because this is by Keanu Reeves. He said, when you truly understand karma, then you realize you are responsible for everything in your life. And so the way I see karma is almost that residual energy that we carry from our actions, from our thoughts, from our feelings. It could be from our previous lives, our ancestors. Everything that we carry with us in our energy field is affecting everyone and everything. And it also affects what we experience in our lives. And so when you understand karma, you understand that you can change your energy. And like Carrie was saying, you can transmute it and go up, and you can start changing how you affect other people and yourself. You can change what you drive. So that kind of connects to the quote.
I like that. That's one of my things of his. That's a very Buddhist quote in a way.
And I'm being drawn to share with the group a Hindu philosophy, which is suffering is an opportunity for growth, and it shouldn't be looked at as something that is negative. It is a positive gift given to yourself by yourself to be able to grow spiritually, because it's giving you the opportunity to react.
To a chance to kind of show up for that. So Jesus, I think Jesus was asked about the blind person, being the person being born blind. Was it the result of something his parents did or their parents or whatever? And well, it was written, it's that he said that it's an opportunity to show God through that blind person. And I would take it a step further and say, it's an opportunity to help with suffering and end suffering. Because if we get to the place where we all can wake up to it, that we have the power in us too, with like, we're responsible for our actions and our responses, we can make this, like Jesus said, heaven on earth. But we got to all get there. So it's a collective karma. We can't just, for me, we can't just stand back and say, they got to get their crap together. Right? That's not going to happen. It's like what you were talking about with that quote. It's an opportunity. How do we respond to suffering? And Buddha taught, if we could see the results of good action, we would do nothing but good action, period. That was he's I'm tingling. He came to me as his person earlier. If we could see the results of that, this would be, as Jesus said, heaven on earth. We would be on that realm, but we're not on that realm. We're not there yet. I personally, Kim, have faith that we're going to spiritually evolve. We've evolved in other ways that spiritually we'll get there. So one of the things that I came to was that, like it's hard to get it's hard to get out of that thought of good and bad. It's like we've been socially conditioned to think karma is a punishment. They deserve it. In our minds, a lot of us have been taught that. I believe that. It's hard to get out of that thinking for some of us, not all of us. Some of us aren't in that karmic realm of that thinking of, they deserve whatever it is to move out of that place. It's cause and effect. This happened, this other thing happened. If we respond to it with skill, being awake to what it is, we can raise the vibration of all of us to move closer towards the kingdom of God being here. And I only have how many? Does anybody else want to read? Sorry. You want to read yours?
Oh yeah, it's nice. I like it. There's a little twist at the end. There are the waves, there is the wind, seen and unseen forces. Everyone has these same elements in their lives, the seen and the unseen, karma and free will. And that's Kuan Yin.
Yeah, that's Bodhisattva compassion, Kuan Yin. Yeah, that's why I wanted to use the quantum realm to describe all the levels of what is. That's the earth word I could think of, all the levels of what is, all the factors that are playing into our lives. I chose 10 cards. Why did you get the card you got?
My card is exactly the same as Andrea's.
I know.
Karma is a tricky
Read it again.
I figured I had to be the last one. So it's karma is a tricky thing. To serve karma, one must repay good karma to others. To serve karma well, one must sometimes deliver bad karma where it is due.
So I didn't do that on purpose. That was karmic. There was that quote got in there twice. I left it. It was perfect the way it got played. So we can heal our karma for those of us who have done something we wish we had never done and in carrying it with us. Every moment we have that feeling, I forgive myself. I forgive myself. We're human. Spiritually bypassing things isn't going to take it away. I forgive myself. And we're responsible. Oh, you want to read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here. It says, every action of our lives touches on some chord that will vibrate in eternity, by Edwin Hubble Chapel.
Thank you. That was a good ending. Thanks. Will you tell about my
Yes.
webpage.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I appreciate your karma being here. It wouldn't have happened without you. It was wonderful. So thank you. Oh, thanks.
And I don't know that we have a lot of time for questions. I think we've been interjecting questions along the way. But if there's something burning you want to talk about with Kim, maybe afterwards would be okay. And because she gave me so much food for thought, I'm like stuffed already. I mean, truly so much to think about. But if you want to learn more about Kim and what her thoughts, your offerings, you do have a YouTube channel as well, right?
Yeah, I've been working on a YouTube. So
Yeah.
I've been totally immersed. And I'm trying to put that energy out in a way that's kind of small bites and then a little bigger bites and stuff to help. My whole passion in life is to help end suffering. I've lived homeless with the homeless. I've been a prison chaplain. I've really worked and want it to end. So
yeah,
I'm trying to speak through all the faiths on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, which is good. That's going to be
if you would,
the @ sign.
If you could help me out, that would be fabulous. If you could just go on there and look at it and comments about what you think, that was wonderful. I'm using this. I'm going to use this talk and thoughts of all of you. Thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's going to be the @Rev_Kim_love, and you'll find her. And again, the algorithms work. So those of you who are on Zoom and tech savvy, again, the algorithms work. So the more traffic, the more she can share the incredible, I'll say healing words. So thank you for that, Reverend Kim. Thank you. Wow, that was a lot.